She say she want hood nigga. I keep the perk by the pound. The trunk stay bumped and y'all know we run the town. Hood nigga. And I keep a bad bitch around. Thick bitch, long hair, yellow, white, red, brown. Hood nigga. And my Chevy sitting on 24s. Flats look like flapjack. Pancake, you ain't no hood nigga. I'ma play the game how it go. They can take me out the hood, but I'ma keep it hood, folks. I'm on that good and alcohol. I got some down bitches I can't call. What's that? I don't know what I'ma do without y'all. I'ma fall till the day I fall. Yeah, long as my bitches love me. Country shit, country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this super fly, dirt, coast, muddy water. Shorty, pop that pussy if you wanna. Let me tell you about this old school pouring lean candy yams and collard greens. Pocket full of stones, riding clean.
Well, I'm just one parlay away from a new house, new car. I'm just one parlay away. Trust I'ma take us far. I'm just one parlay away, one parlay away, one parlay away. Oh, I took the Chiefs on over, took my homes on yards. Everything is going good so far. Lakers beating the Knicks, spread is only 6. 2 minutes left in the game, baby. I'm about to hit. Ow!
I need out, yeah, I need out. Blood pressure higher than a body count. Tomorrow she has to go. She's a mama. I think I married a hoe. Married a hoe. I said, mama, I think I married a hoe. I made a mistake, mama. No, oh no. I want you. A man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. All these hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. 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 These hoes ain't loyal. When a rich brother wants you and your man
right, y'all. We back again. Ain't gonna lie, I'm playing my old beat. Yeah, I'm playing my old beat, y'all. I forgot I used to like this song right here, so we're gonna rock with that one tonight, man. But I hope all y'all doing all right. I know it's Mother's Day, so to all the mothers out there, to all the good mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Got to make sure I put that purpose on there. But yeah, on y'all way in, man, make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, share, turn notifications on, all that in the bag of chips. Make sure you are subbed up to both channels, whether you watching over on JVJ Speaks tonight or you watching over on the JVJ Network. We ain't streaming on TikTok yet, man. I ain't built up to that yet. I don't know if I want to do that. But I actually had an Omegle show set up for y'all, man. We was gonna get on Omegle and I was gonna fuck with some people on Mother's Day and shit, but I ran across this video and it was a very interesting conversation. Y'all know I like to dabble in the shit that some people might think is boring, but I like to know what's going on in the minds of my fellow Americans around here. And especially when in times like right now, where we got a lot of political things going on. Well, they had a sit-down conversation of Black conservative women and then liberal Black women. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And we gonna dabble into a little bit of it today. Just a little bit of it. We might not linger on it too long, but we definitely gonna listen to this shit right here because I'm trying to really understand why people think the way they think and why they say the things they say. And I'm gonna tell you right now before we even get into it, y'all, all skin folk ain't kin folk. All skin folk ain't kin folk. I'll just put it like that. But with all that out the way, you already know how it goes because we about to get into it. So man, get your cigarettes, get your weed, get whatever you need. Let's go ahead and jump into this video, man. See what they talking about. Shout out to this channel. That's the best way for me to put it.
Black people as a community need to walk away from the Democratic Party.
All right, so like I said, I identify as liberal, not necessarily a Democrat. I personally believe that both parties, they thrive by us like kind of puppeteering like back and forth division and kind of tearing people down. And it's more of like the people in power don't want us to listen to each other. So that goes for Republicans and Democrats. So I think that both parties need to listen to their people more. So I do think that instead of having a hive mind and saying like, kind of like being in these like, it almost kind of feels like the Bloods and the Crips, like it's very intense, right? Like instead of that, I think that we should vote issue by issue, and like maybe that doesn't mean that we're in the Democratic Party. Maybe that means that we form an independent party. Maybe it's I just don't think that any person should say I'm part of this gang or this club or this club. Like I think we should use our critical thinking skills to choose which party or to vote on which candidate is going to best advocate for our people.
I mean, I just think it like fundamentally destroys the concept of politics if any political party is entitled to a group of people's votes. The point is that the candidates have to earn what it is that our vote from us. And I don't think that anyone, any political party should expect any group of people to always vote for them. And I mean, if we look, Black people still have a lot of issues in this country and we've been voting Democrat faithfully. So I don't really see, like what's the point of that party loyalty. But I also just think that there's an issue with the two-party system altogether, and everyone would benefit from not having so much party loyalty.
A lot of people sitting around here acting like Black people are just diehard, just aligned with the Democratic Party. Look, they actually advocate and say that they will do things for us, or at least argue on our behalf when it comes to certain issues. The Republicans are always in opposition to that. Why would you go vote for a group of people that literally tell you that you ain't shit, it's your fault, and all this woo-woo stuff? Like, come on, it's common sense. So I don't understand why they sit around and act like they don't understand why. Black people are more aligned with liberal policies. We have more conservative values when it comes to our homes and things of that sort. But when it comes to political shit, we lean more liberal because we've always had to be on the liberal side of things. They want to keep things the same. That's the whole point of conservatism, man. I don't fucking words up and shit tonight. But I'm like, it's to conserve. Liberal is like, we need to branch out, think more, think broadly. But either way, don't let it keep going.
And us fundamentally not having a two-party system anymore across the board.
I think for me, the reason I would love to see the Black community remove itself from the Democrat Party is because I personally, I really think that the Democrat Party intentionally harms the Black community. I really feel like a lot of the policies that they've put in play have down the line been a negative overall for the Black community than a positive. And I actually do think that if you look at Black history, we align more with conservative values overall, the Black church especially, aligns with conservative values. So I do think, like, I hear what you're saying that, you know, we shouldn't be loyal to any party, but I think if
Yeah, baby girl, you getting two things misconstrued. We align with the values. Yeah, y'all heard me just say that. We align with conservative values, family, God, church, you know, doing the right thing and shit. That's what they claim they stand for. We align with that. The policies don't match though. That's where you're missing. That's the last missing piece in your puzzle. The policies don't match because the policies seem to target us. You talking about Democratic policies? Yeah. You can get Clinton. You can get Clinton for what he did, locking up a lot of black folks. But a lot of these other policies, and think about it, Republicans were not in opposition to none of this shit. Like everything they say that the Democrats did that was bad for the black community, they were not in opposition of doing it. Like, really think about that. They're like, oh, well, we didn't bring the bill. So, yeah, y'all didn't bring the bill, but y'all damn sure didn't oppose the bill either. Y'all all voted for it. So it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you act like you stood against something. You didn't stand against anything. You were okay with the policies. Down the line, cross party lines, bipartisan. Y'all voted for it. So it's like, what are you talking about?
most Black people were to look at each
Oh,
party
shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. I see you, Hurricane. I see you, Alexis. Happy Mother's Day.
ideologically, they would skew more conservative.
But you're talking about the Black church, which is not Black people.
No.
So
I'm
I
talking
think-
about the Black community, and I'm just specifying that the Black church is part of a more conservative group within the Black community. But I do think that Black people in general have more conservative values.
But it
Well,
goes back to
and
that
I
point
would
of
just-
where we're fundamentally, once again, getting rid of the point of politics, which is no one should be entitled. So even if you're thinking that Black people generally align more with conservatives, that's still saying that conservatives then, it should just that the loyalty to one party should shift to conservatives, which I don't think there should be an entitlement at all.
And I think we need to remember why so many people, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. And so the reason why my family never votes Republican is they remember why the map flipped, right? The map flipped because they didn't want, they're like, oh my gosh, they're going to give rights to Black people. And so then all
But
of
that was
those
the Democrat Party.
I know,
That was
like,
the Democrat Party.
like if you think about, like, I went to the University of Alabama.
Me
the
too. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, right? But they weren't letting Black people into the then like
The
who-
Southern Democrats.
Southern
They weren't
Democrats
the
at the
Southern
time,
Democrats, which are now Republicans.
who
I
are now
believe.
Republicans. They were not letting like they supported not letting African Americans, Black people
Integration, baby.
go into
Come
the
on.
University of Alabama, right? So my grandma remembers when all of that was happening. My dad went to the University of Alabama right afterwards, and he said that he felt like a germ. He feels all of that racism.
I felt like
so-
it there then.
Yeah. And so that's why so many people, like Black people, don't, especially in the South, don't vote Republican, even though my family, like even I probably am more moderate, but at the end of the day, my family, they're conservative. I'm Catholic, right? Like, but focusing on the social justice issue, like that's the reason why I hold my nose and I vote for like the party that I vote for, because at the end of the day, when I look at the policies and I think of like who's taking care of people, who's taking care of like queer people, Black people, like the poor, like really mostly the poor, like especially as a
Right,
Christian.
but not to cut
So-
you off, sorry, but that's a problem for me because Black and poor is not synonymous.
I'm not
right?
saying
Black
that.
and
I'm
queer
saying
is not
that I
synonymous.
said the
No, see, you just told on yourself, baby girl, because when she said poor, she was talking about a lot of groups of different people, but she latched on to when that lady said poor. And then try to say, see, what you're saying is you're not trying to, Black people are not synonymous with poor. You think that in your head. That's why you said something. You thought you was going to jump in and say something slick. Nigga, she talked about the LGBTQ. She talked about poor people. She talked about Black people. She talked about a bunch of different people. They can be from different groups. And you latched on to that poor part and try to attribute it to Black people and try to tell her that, man, come on, lady. I just caught you in real time. She said a whole bunch of different groups.
party that I vote for, because at the end of the day, when I look at the policies and I think of like who's taking care of people, who's taking care of like queer people, Black people, like the poor, like really mostly the poor, like especially as a
Right,
Christian.
but not to cut
So-
you off, sorry, but that's a problem for me because Black and poor is not synonymous.
I'm not
right?
She didn't say that.
saying
Black
that.
and
I'm
queer is
saying
not
that I
synonymous.
said the people who need help, right? And I'm not saying, I'm saying personally the reason why I vote Democrat is because I focus on the teachings of Jesus. And I was raised by my mother who has been Catholic her whole life, and my grandmother who's been Catholic their whole life. And the reason why we're Catholic is because nuns from the North came to the South and made a mission school because they weren't educating Black children. Right? They made a hospital. Like my mom would have been born who knows where, but it was for like by the goodness of God, by because of the passionate of the Catholic faith, that there was a hospital for them to go to. And all of that wouldn't be possible if or kind of going back, the reason why our family, like, there's a lot of racial trauma that is associated with the Republican Party because the Southern Democrats that are now all Republicans, like, they saw them
can we
switch.
put a pin in that? I first of all, I want to say I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. Nobody owns our vote. That's very slave-like mentality to think that we have to, we must vote a certain way because we are a certain kind of people. I think it's fascinating that you say that the Southern Democrats are all Republican, because most of the Southern Democrats, all of them who voted against the Civil Rights Act, how many of them actually flipped to Democrat? We referenced Strom Thurmond. We can go back to history, but
Biden.
talking
Joe
I mean,
Biden.
there's a good amount of them that
right,
switched.
but like over time, not many of them died Democrats, right?
So
So
look at the map, you know.
Can I also ask specifically just a question
look
for
at
you
the
as a
map.
Catholic, girly Catholic? I think we're the only Catholics here. What for you, what has the Democrat Party, especially now today, where they stand with abortion for any reason through all 9 months, abortion on demand for any reason, and the Democrat Party is just notorious for.
Now look, that's a lot that the Republican Party keeps repeating. And like, lady, you would think that you would have more information on the issue that actually pertains to you because you're a woman. Like, you need to Google that. That's against the law. It's been against the law forever. It's never been okay to lead a baby after a certain term. Like, it was already terms on the board when they had Roe v. Wade. And there's still terms on the board right now. On the books, if you want to say it. Like, so I'm like, there's laws that protected that. That didn't happen. But motherfuckers will sit around here and keep saying that. Like, why do you keep repeating a lie? And it comes because you got loyalty to that party, because you can pick up your smartphone and find out if that's true or not. I don't like that she said that. That's not true. Now, if the mother was about to die on the goddamn fucking delivery table, yeah, you might have to go ahead and pick between the wife and the baby, and it might be the wife. I told you if I had to make that decision, I'm picking my wife. We can have another baby.
Giving Black people false promises. Well, if you vote for us, we're going to give you this, and we're not seeing it. I think that the Black community we're not only divided between colors, like people that are different colors of us, but we're also divided between each other, right? I, as a Black conservative, somebody who puts themselves out there online, I receive way more racism from fellow Black women and men than I do from white people. And it's always, oh, well, it's the white people who are messing everything up for us. They're the ones that are the racists. But as soon as I come along and I'm just a little bit different than I guess your average Black woman, because they put us in a box, like we all don't like that. We all agree that that's not okay. They see me and they're like, well, she's Uncle Tom and she doesn't belong in our group. And, you know, we don't. Yeah, exactly. And so with.
Like, you aligning with the fucking racists, that's what you is. Don't nobody give a fuck if you goddamn got a problem with it. Like, I'm just being honest, y'all. I don't care about these people that go and vote with the racists and then be complaining saying, I'm not a coon just because I voted with the racists. Now you're just trying to rope me in. You are. You a coon, bro. These people literally just gutted your voting rights, and you over here. And y'all remember, this was filmed. They did this whole shit before what the Republicans just did. I would love to go back and ask these same ladies from the South, right? You still feel the same way after they just took away your voting power? But you already vote Republican, so it don't really matter, right? It don't really matter to you. As long as you keep voting Republican, it won't matter to you.
That what has the Democrat Party today truly done for you? I'm curious.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What has the Republican Party done for anybody? All they've been trying to do is they got your gas prices high, they got your food high, they got your housing costs high, they got you losing your jobs, we at war. Like, what are you talking about? What have they done for you? Lied to you about COVID, lied to you about 9/11. Like, come on, we can go down the long laundry list of things they undone. Like, what are you talking about? You want to talk about what the Democrat Party did? Shit, hey, look, they tried to give everybody
I don't want
healthcare.
to step on the question, but I would ask the same question of the Republican Party. Like, to me, in this climate, now that we're a full year in, I don't understand how you can stand behind that man under any circumstances.
Real shit.
I think it's important that we don't focus on one person. And I think
So don't focus on the president?
No,
Of the
okay,
United States of
that's what
America?
she's saying.
That's not what I
We're talking about the party as a whole right now.
if you
No. See, they jumped to defend Trump. So no, Max, no. Nah, look at your environment right now. Look at your situation. Look at the outlook on America right now. It doesn't look good, and your guys running it. Y'all all as a party are running it. What are you talking about? Don't focus on one guy. He runs the party.
are Black and queer, you're also part of the Black community. And if you're mistreating someone in the queer community that is also Black, then they have to, like, the Democratic Party takes more care more care of queer people than the Republican Party.
But for
And
Black
so-
people, what has the Democrat Party
They gave
done
us
for
our
Black
first
people?
Black president.
Correct.
Mixed president.
No, that's
What do you mean mixed? Are you so she's not Black?
I'm just
What do you
being
mean? What are you talking
definitionally
about?
true.
So the
I'm just being
Democrat Party,
definitionally true.
so because Obama decided to run and he actually was way further,
That was some colorism right there. That was some colorism. She let that shit slip out quick. When she said mixed president, I ain't even gonna lie, I wouldn't have went with that one. Oh, girl came back quick, mixed. And you literally got a mixed girl right here in the middle, been talking the whole time.
It's our
Black
first
people.
Black president.
Correct.
Mixed president.
no, that's
What do you mean mixed? Are you so she's not Black?
I'm just
What do you
being
mean? What are you talking
definitionally
about?
true.
so the Democrat
I'm just being definitionally true. Bitch, shut your coon and okay, if they called you a darkie, then say, hey, I'm just being definitionally true. Don't get in your feelings about it. Cause that look, we have our issue in our community just like every other group does. But like for real, man, Black folks, I don't even understand why we be on that light skin, brown skin, dark skin lane. Get up off that shit.
Definitionally
Party,
true.
so because Obama decided to run and he actually was way different type of Democrat, I would say, than what we have today.
Well, I would say that the Conservative Party is rooted in more like morality, goodness for Black people. It tells you to work hard. It tells you that you're not a victim. It tells you that you can do things rather than telling you that you're a perpetual victim and that you need some system to control your life and to make a difference in your life. And it's just not true. If you just look.
That's crazy that this lady's literally saying all that while that same party is the one who has a knife in your fucking back. It's like, look, don't worry about that knife in your back, man. Just pick yourself up. Just work hard. Just keep going. Now, I'm going to keep this knife in your back now. I just let you know. I'm going to keep this knife in your back because I fear y'all overtaking us if we give y'all a fair chance. But, you just need to work harder. Why they steal all the resources? That's why you see how much, man, damn, y'all going to see how much money these billionaires, look, Elon Musk might make it to be a trillionaire. With everything that's going on right now, he might amass that amount of wealth. Because these motherfuckers is giving it away.
At the Black community, the Democratic Party has ruined the Black community. It has literally neutralized the Black community to the point where your vote is not even going to matter as much because of all the mass migration that these illegal immigrants that benefit off of things that should be going to the Black community. They should be helping actual Americans rather than helping people that are not citizens of this country, people who broke the law to come into this country, and you guys support it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm also kind of taking a backseat, I guess, in this part, just because I fundamentally just don't like the two-party system, and it developed at a time when Black people were like a labor force as slaves. So I just don't think that's something that evolved then could at all be.
Well, we can bring it
useful.
back to the question of.
Well, no, I'll get to your point, but I don't think that this can be like fundamentally useful because we're talking about something that's evil. So I just don't I don't know. We're like fighting to make a broken system work for us. And
Which is a fair point.
But this is
Well,
where
you
we're
go,
at.
go,
So
go.
we kind of have to work with what
we do have to work
right
with
now.
what we
We
have.
can-
Intention and results both need to be taken into consideration. And I think that one thing I felt from the other side is that there is a bit of not wanting to think about intention as much. And I do think that intention is where policy is going to come out of. So I do think it's important that we have that like an emphasis on that conversation, which is what makes your side not make as much sense to me because the intentions don't feel pure. So if that's we can okay, whatever, we can talk about the specifics of policies and how that's planned out, but what's going to be coming down the line if the intentions are not in a good place?
How do you know that the Democrats have good intention and
I'm
they're
not
not just
saying
trying
that
to win your
I don't
vote?
think anybody has a good intention.
So I'm an
That's
independent
me.
conservative. We do exist. I don't think of conservatism as a party. Conservatism is a set of values that influence your decisions moving forward. I voted for Democrats. I voted for Republicans. I don't have a specific side. And
Then why you sitting over there with the goddamn fucking conservatives? You should have been sitting in the middle.
some people here may know that I do not have a problem calling out either on any ill intentions or ill results that happen as a result of what may have been good intentions. What I see consistently happen on the Democratic side is things are proposed with good intentions or what may be perceived to be good intentions. But what actually results in the long run from those decisions, i.e. welfare, supplemental programs, things like that, is that it ends up negatively.
How is that bad for people to actually have help when they need it? See, that is a conservative talking point right there. They don't want to help nobody. Now they want you to help them kill, like build up weapons, missiles, bombs, ships, and all that stuff. When we go bomb and kill little schoolgirls and stuff, they want you to help do that. But if it comes to your fellow American down the street, they just need like some food. He don't make enough money to be able to get groceries and shit. Here go $200 every month so you can get something with some food stamps. That's part of welfare. They say hell no. But this $20 million bomb that we're gonna use to murk some little girls, hell yeah, we all for that. Like, lady, stop with that shit. You talking about things that actually help people that need the help. And if you fell on hard times, you would want to use those programs. We pay for that. They take our tax dollars. They should provide some type of safety net for you. You talking about taking it away as if that's like some moral shit. Would Jesus do that?
Impacting the Black community in a very significant way. And so the level of dependency that comes from these programs, and then it ends up influencing your vote.
What are you
Now, I
measuring
don't,
that on? I'm sorry, I just want to know when you say dependency, what are you measuring that on? And how do you
the
know?
amount that, so would you say that what you get your food from and what helps you support your family would influence your vote? Would you not vote for the people that give you those things?
Yeah, the people
Yes.
that people are going to vote for their personal interest.
So if,
And I wouldn't see
so,
that as being the Republican Party.
so what I'm saying is that when I'm not either side. So when it comes to the Democrat Party, what I see is that those things are what are used when it comes to how they want to gain your vote and your influence. Instead of paying attention to everything that goes on outside of it, they know that if they advertise toward those things, they can pander to your weaknesses in
So,
life.
so offering a
You
form
think
of
they're
help.
bribing us?
So I don't consider a form of help to be a bribe. I think that creating a system that revolves around your reliance and your dependence and doesn't give you an avenue out of it is a form of keeping you imprisoned to a system that makes it so that your vote is always guaranteed.
The people that need those government systems to feed themselves and their children, what are they supposed to do?
So I don't have a problem with government systems existing. I do think that there needs to be an audit of those systems in order to filter out fraud. And I also do think that we need to make it so it is an avenue toward working.
I feel safe around the police. Yeah, so I'm a journalist. I go out all the time on the streets of New York, DC. I've been here in California many times to film, and consistently, the police do not help me when I am being attacked, when people come up to me and start shoving me, pushing me. Just on September 1st, there was a Labor Day anti-Trump march event, and I had my mic stolen from me and my hands very aggressively and really hurt. They were grabbed by this young man, and it caused my mic to fly out of my hand, and I lost my mic, and I also ended up with a big scratch. The cop saw everything. He saw what the guy did, and the mic went rolling somewhere, and the cop looked at me and said, well, there's nothing that I can do. And I'm like, but you just saw this happen to me. And I don't think that there is an overall issue where like the police focus on one race more than another for racial reasons or racist reasons. I think there are just good cops and there are bad cops, but overall my experience with cops have not been super positive. I mean, when I've been pulled over a couple.
Hold on, wait a minute, man. I gotta play that for her ass. Hold on. Cause she matter of fact, say it again. Say that shit again. Say that shit again.
Anti-Trump march event, and I had my mic stolen from me and my hands very aggressively and really hurt. They were grabbed by this young man, and it caused my mic to fly out of my hand, and I lost my mic, and I also ended up with a big scratch. The cop saw everything. He saw what the guy did, and the mic went rolling somewhere, and the cop looked at me and said, well, there's nothing that I can do. And I'm like, but you just saw this happen to me. And I don't think that there is an overall issue where like the police focus on one race more than another for racial reasons or racist reasons. I think there.
You need to leave. That is disgusting.
Lady, and that's why you sitting on that side. That's why you sitting on that side, because somehow, some way they convince you that the police just police everybody the same way. They don't treat anybody differently. That's why you sitting on that side over there. I see why. Because you couldn't be any further from the truth, baby. You couldn't be any further from the truth. That's crazy that you even said that out your mouth as a Black woman in America. That's crazy.
There are just good cops and there are bad cops, but overall my experience with cops have not been super positive. I mean, when I've been pulled over a couple times for a taillight out or I was going too fast, you know, I did what he said. I pulled out my license and everything was fine. It wasn't like, you know, he held a gun to me just because I'm Black, but overall I've had very negative experiences with the police. So that's why I put it down.
Interestingly, in regards to your specific experiences, what I think is happening is that the police have been so vilified by the left, telling people that the police are violent, are aggressive, that they now don't even feel comfortable interjecting in many things. Like, it's actually safer for them to keep a distance than do their job. Because if they come in and they get involved in what's going on, and now you've got 8 million people with cameras saying, you know, they clip that one 10-second clip where the police shoved someone off of you and threw them to the ground. Now the police are brutal. Now we've got, George Floyd type protests happening. And I feel like what's happening to you or what happened to you in those instances, it's like, it is an actual result of us screaming for 3 years, defund the police. We hate the police are horrible. Even back, with like, F the police. Like, we've been anti-police for so long in this country. Yeah, like we've now made them the enemy and they don't feel as, comfortable.
So
in their job.
can I ask, where do you feel, where does that fundamentally come from? Yeah. The F the police comes from what experience?
So I think one common misconception amongst people that look at the conservatives is they think that we just think racism doesn't exist and it doesn't happen. That's not true. Of course, terrible things have happened and we've needed to respond appropriately to those things. And there is a rational fear that there's generational trauma that exists. I'm not discounting that. But I do think that there is as we go on with the police, I think what we've done as a collective is make it so we think all police are one way. When we look at things statistically, Black people are not getting gunned down by the police on every corner. That's just not what's really happening. And when so much of our
Yeah, but we're getting killed at a high. See, I just got to answer some of this shit because I'm getting tired of these dumbass motherfuckers saying shit. First off, you can say that we're not just walking outside and they're just gunning Black people down, just like shooting them on sight. No, they're not doing that. But we are getting killed at a 3 times higher rate than white people. And there's more white people in this country. Right? So you can get that first one out the way. And then old girl talking about we made ourselves a target by making them feel like they're targeted. All of these movements that we have had in this country have come from police messing with our community. Coming in, they bombed, a police department bombed, the U.S. federal government bombed a fucking town, a little small strip of town, dropped it on them. We already know about Tulsa. We know about all these different atrocities. And you talking about, well, it's because we said something about it, that now we alienated the cops and made them feel like they're a target. No, we're calling out the bullshit that they do. And for you to be a Black person running goddamn cover for them, that's embarrassing as fuck, and that's a shame. You're ashamed of your race. Because we are police way more than everybody else in this country. If you ride around the hood all day, I'm pretty sure you're going to arrest somebody in the hood. But I bet money if you ride around the suburbs all day, you're going to arrest somebody there too. You spending all your time in the hood and not in the suburbs. So that's why your numbers look the way your numbers look. Because we know Black people do drugs at the same rate. They commit crime at the same rate. And crime is really associated with economics. Are you in poverty? And then it's all proximity. You don't even be doing shit cross town. They make it seem like a Black man's the greatest threat in the world. We only make up, 13, 14, 15% of the population? There's literally states and towns where Black people ain't even in that bitch. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's all these stereotypes, man, and they're not true, man. They're not true. Why are they? And then they're making false equivalents too, man. Like, come on now.
Focus is on the amount of white cops that are killing Black people, and it's not focused on the amount of Black people that are killing Black people. That's an issue to me.
So what do y'all think of police gangs?
Okay, hold on. Black people killing Black people. Okay, then. The same applies to every other race of people, baby. It applies because if you're in the white community, you're more likely to get killed by a white person. If you're in the Hispanic community, you're more likely to get killed by a Hispanic person. Chinese, Black people, so on and so forth. Did you make that same argument when they complain about the police? Or are you just making it against your own people? Because I believe she's only making it against her own people. Just saying.
Police gangs?
Yeah, like there's gangs within the police. What do you think of those?
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Like inside the police, they have their own gangs where they do things that are outside of the law.
Right.
We totally condemn
There's
that.
good and bad in everything.
Yeah, I'm
know,
more
so
so curious about the over policing in Black neighborhoods. Like, how do you conceptualize that?
Well, when
Why
there's
are they over police?
Why? So I
Because they
honestly, when we
commit
look
most
at the
of the
numbers
Because they're Black. That's why, dumbass. I'm sorry, I'm calling names now.
and the amount of crime that
Who
does
is
happen in
they?
Black
Who is they?
People in the Black
people
communities.
commit most of the crimes you're talking about nationally?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Or
On a
they
per-
just get
on a per-
framed for them.
It's
On a
very
per-
a chicken or the egg type
It's
of
very
thing.
All right,
much
so-
yeah.
So can you repeat your question?
And we don't, y'all. They keep referring to a 2019 FBI data set, and all it said was we accounted for majority of the arrests, and it wasn't even like 60, 70%. It was like fucking 50-something%. Accounted for arrest. Black people are also the #1 most exonerated group in America. We make over half the exonerations coming out of prison for wrongful convictions. We know how we are over police. If you over police somebody, yeah, you're going to arrest more of them. It's just Jim Crow 2.0. Like, they sitting around here acting like black people just commit all the crimes. Like, literally, it's nothing but white geekers around here. If they treated them white geekers the way they treated black folks, bro, they'd be locking up. It wouldn't be no white geekers in my neighborhood. Walk around on the strip and shit. It wouldn't be none around here. They let them be. But let them black geekers, they get them motherfuckers about the street.
And I got lost and I
Yeah,
apologize.
just what I'm wondering is, you're saying like, okay, you made your point. How do you understand then over policing in black neighborhoods? Because
So
black
how do you
people
define over policing?
having a large police presence. Well, yeah, I didn't really have an answer because I've spent no time with the police. I've never really had an interaction with them because of the fact that I grew up in places where the police were not.
So what makes you think that there's over policing?
Because of what I've learned.
So I've worked at the University of Alabama as a community director working with the police. And that's why I said green, because I've worked very closely with them. The systems in place where like the white spaces are taught or teach students, like the white students, how to not get caught doing bad things. So the things that are happening in black communities in those neighborhoods are happening in upper echelons too. They're just not getting caught because they're not.
The police
being
are not there. That's why I
over-policed.
brought
Yeah.
up my experience was like the
Yeah.
police. There is a larger police presence in predominantly black areas.
So are the
So how do you
police-
understand? Why are they there?
I would say that if you look at the amount of crime that Black people are committing in this country, like
You keep going back. If you over police them, you have the opportunity to arrest them more. And then they don't have money, so they can't go and get like some real decent legal help with dealing with some of the trumped up bullshit charges y'all hit them with. So you're over policing a group. You're arresting them on petty ass shit majority of the time. They're already impoverished, so they can't fight this shit. And you talking about why do they account for the numbers that they account for? That, baby girl, you just don't even understand what you're talking about
if you
right
go
now.
into the Black neighborhood, that you are getting fed through bulletproof glass. So it shows you that there's a problem within the neighborhood because the people that are serving you are scared of you. The people that live within the neighborhood are scared of you. And to deny that is actually happening and that would require more of a police presence is just a disservice to the Black community. Now, I do think that there are good cops and there are bad cops. I'm not here to say like all cops are bad, all cops are good and everything is perfect. But I do think that like specifically Black men, they don't have conflict resolution skills. They don't know how to deal with conflict when it comes to the police. A lot of the things you see online is like you could have just complied and you would have never went to jail. None of this would have happened.
Y'all remember when we showed the comply the other day? We showed the difference between complying. She's just repeating white folks' arguments, talking points. She's deep in it. She's deep in it because we saw that white family literally just walk inside the garage and close the door on the goddamn police. She gonna tell them to comply?
Can I offer just a different perspective? Because let's entertain that maybe, yes, I'm just entertaining that there's more crime that happens in Black communities. Instead of over policing, do you not think that there would be more of a benefit to offer programs for rehabilitation and offer growth for those communities?
But why
Hold
should
on, let me
cities
finish my
offer
sentence,
that?
please. Let me finish my sentence. Instead of just over policing, which is going to create more fear and more of the narrative that you all are talking about, which how the police are viewed. And that's what defund the police is actually about. It's about taking money away from over policing and being able to offer programs for the community to grow in a positive way.
All right, so the comply argument. I have a major problem with that argument.
Come on, get her ass.
If
All
you
right, we got
ever wanted to
commercials, y'all.
start your own clothing brand, but you didn't want to buy.
Nope.
Because I would love for you to ask Tamir Rice's mother if he had complied, if he would be alive. The 12-year-old that was gunned down after playing on a playground for 2 seconds. So there are far too many. I mean, I think that we have gotten to the point where these names have become a hashtag and we don't understand. Like, okay, so if it happens to not happen very often, to say that child's life wasn't worth at least a deep dive into this conversation is infuriating to me. To say that it's just, he was a 12-year-old. So I absolutely, now raising a 14-year-old child who is on the spectrum in my predominantly white beach community, and we can't walk the boardwalk without being suspected for something. I absolutely do not. This is my experience. Why is because we're dipped in chocolate.
To go back to the original.
Yeah, plain and simple. It's because they're Black. And they sit around here, they will catch this same shit when they go out in public. Which is crazy to me. I don't understand why Black people try to align with these folks so bad. You're gonna align, you can have the best white fucking friend group, whatever you want. Go out into the regular world. Them white folks don't know you. And if they feel a certain type of way, they're gonna treat you a certain type of way. Plain and fucking simple. You might have some people that like you, but they don't speak for their whole group. They don't speak for their whole group, and their whole group has a history of not liking your black ass. And you over here running cover for them, y'all. They running cover for them, and I'm pretty sure they feel well intentioned or whatever. Some of them could just be on some diabolical shit. But I'm trying to tell you, you're wrong, baby. You're wrong, baby. You defended the motherfuckers that will fuck your son up.
Prompt of do we feel safe around the police? I feel 100% fine around the police because I don't commit crimes, right? And that's just the reality is I am not going to lump myself in with a community that feels that they need to fear the police. I actually know many police officers. I've dated police officers. There are police officers in my church. Their children are friends with my child. They are people. Just like you, just like me, they are people. And you spoke to the police gangs, but I would ask you about the fraternities, right? We can't say that all fraternities and colleges are terrible because some fraternity boys commit horrible crimes and rapes and things of that nature. We have to accept.
Look, all she doing is what about this? What about that? It's whataboutism right now. Well, what about this? Well, what about that? But I know him. But I know her. It's like, lady, anecdotal shit don't make the rule change. They think she's saying something.
That there are individuals
Organized crime
that do the
and
wrong
hazing
thing.
is different.
Well, there's organized crime
For
in the
real,
Black
though.
community. There's way more organized crime within the Black community than there is within the police department.
That's not true at all.
You out your motherfucking mind, bitch. What? That lady crazy as hell said there's less organized crime inside of the police department than it is in the Black community. Saying Black community has more organized crime than the police. Like, lady, you ain't shit. What they got you living in a rock, underneath a rock or something? Somebody hit you with a rock? Like, what is she talking about? Yeah, that's crazy right there.
Need to
absolutely
read,
true.
honey.
So-
reparations are just and necessary.
Okay, good. Just
All right,
and
this is a good
necessary.
one right here.
Okay, I actually am glad you repeated that because I thought
Yeah,
you
I
said they
think
were just
so.
unnecessary.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, like I said, that I believe that people who aren't slaves shouldn't get reparations from people who were never slave owners. And it's just like, how would that even work? And then what about the Black people that own slaves? Like, it's just so much to go into it instead of looking for.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Where she at? Where grandma at? Where she at? I need grandma.
Sake, not that again.
Oh, fuck, y'all.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not that again.
That tired ass argument that don't make no sense and ain't backed up by nothing. Ain't backed up by nothing. But either way, though, we knew one of the coons was gonna say it.
Handout, which is what typically liberals and Democrats do. Why don't we just work hard in the country that is one of the greatest countries in the world and people come here to die? Why don't we just work our butts off to have more?
So reparations is not, we're not talking about just Black folks, because Japanese receive reparations after World War II. So there are times where reparations are just. It just seems that in our country, when it applies to Black folks, we're the only ones that aren't going to get it. That's historically the case.
I think that that's an interesting thing to point out, that historically people have gotten reparations. Slavery was messy, and as was mentioned, there were white slave owners. There were Black people who owned slaves as well. There were white indentured servants from Ireland and Italy. There were people who came to this country as free Blacks from the very beginning. How would you do it? And this is a direct question that I would love for one of you to answer. How would we repair through reparations in a way that is fair and just?
And if I can just add, and also, what do you do with biracial people? With people of.
Man, look, this is what you do. Whatever the equivalent of 40 fucking acres and a mule is in today's time, give it to every fucking Black person that's a descendant of a slave. You can check the genealogy. You already got our blood. You already got our fingerprints. You already know who the fuck we come from. It ain't no problem, no issue about that. And this dumb bitch about to say something about some mixed kids. Watch this shit.
There were people who came to this country as free Blacks from the very beginning.
They don't get nothing.
How would you do it? And this is a direct question that I would love for one of you to answer. How would we repair through reparations in a way that is fair and just?
And if I can just add, and also, what do you do with biracial people? With people of lineage of both sides?
They get a check. Like, what are you talking about? They get a check. They get a fucking check. They get a goddamn check. So we all got some white in us. If you're a descendant of a slave, you probably got some white in your DNA. So you get a check. You get a check. Like they're just trying to throw in blockers that would benefit their kids, benefit them. They're arguing against, and that's why I say conservatism. They're not about helping. They're not about doing the right thing. They're not about putting forth effort for people. They're about taking shit away, making shit can't happen. And they align with it. This show right now, you're arguing against your family possibly getting reparations as descendants of slaves for the thing that was supposed to be paid. Because we were promised 40 acres and a mule. And then they put a bullet in the back of Clinton's head. Well, not Clinton, what I'm talking about, Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln put a bullet in the back of his head, and that shit just went kapoots. Went nowhere. Because we were supposed to be compensated. Our forefathers were supposed to be compensated. And now look at the situations that we're in. And she talking about black people just work hard. That one with the hair pulled back. Work hard, baby. We don't work hard. We always don't work hard in this country. And every time we started getting ahead, what the fuck they did? Like, you need to learn your damn history as a grown-ass woman coming up on here defending these folks that literally advocate. They wave the Confederate flag right now, baby, in your party. And you advocating for the motherfuckers. They waving the flag behind your head that kept niggas like you in fucking chains. And you advocating for these motherfuckers. That's some coon shit. If anybody got a problem with it, I don't care. That's some coon ass shit.
First and foremost, we're not getting anything. I just want to make sure that we're clear. We're not. But
That's probably true.
for example, for my parents who grew up in the South in Jim Crow, I feel like reparations for that generation is something that is very trackable and very doable because they were redlined. They were kept from owning.
Are you a
got
low-skilled
a
worker
commercial.
looking to immigrate to Canada? Look no further. This video will discuss
homes. They were kept from being able to build generational wealth. And I think that is a good starting point for people 75 and older that are in the Black community, that you could easily give them what they were kept from back in the 50s and the 60s before the Civil War.
That applies to everybody. What the fuck are you talking? See, don't no. We don't need, go to the back of the room, Susan. Go. Matter of fact, hold on. We're gonna have to use it again.
You need to leave. That is disgusting.
He's trying to let the federal government off easy. Talking about, because they were the ones who actually couldn't achieve these things. Bitch, we still can't deal with that shit. We still redlined. They still do that shit. We are still, every city, go to every city in America. I bet you that city's segregated. Unless it's an all-white city or it's an all-black city. That city is segregated. The white folks live over there. Hispanics might live over there. And some of them live with the black folks, but the black folks live over there. The Asian folks, I don't know where the fuck they live. I'm pretty sure they living in the white neighborhoods too. But I'm just saying, what are you talking about? We all deal with the shit that came from that. Everything that trickled down from slavery. And you talking about just give it to some old people that's about to die. Yeah, the federal government, please shut up, because the federal government would go for that. 75 and older. If you was a descendant of a slave, we're going to give you a one-time payment. Half of them niggas dead. Half them niggas dead. And then what do all the folks gonna do with that money? You think they really gonna give it to their grandkids and they daughters and sons? Man, most of the motherfuckers they gonna spend that shit like Hostilla got a groove back. Like, come on now. That's crazy, lady. That's a dumbass idea. Hell no. Give it to everybody that was affected through slavery. And all these different policies, all these different laws, Civil Rights Act, all that shit. All the way through. Till now. You're getting reparations, man. Trying to limit the shit. Like, no.
Rights happen. So that's what my solution would be.
Yeah,
trying to
shut
track
the
it
fuck
back
up
to
with that.
slavery. Yes, it should have happened because slave owners did get reparations, but the Black community that were enslaved did not. So if we're going to look at some way to try to give repair, I think starting with the people that suffered through the Jim Crow would probably be the best and most easiest and just way to do that.
Can I just say, I think that's
Motherfucker, 60 years ago, people got the right to vote. 61 years to be exact. Like, lady, what are you talking about?
fair.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So one thing that I thought was interesting that you said was the idea of generational wealth. With such a small percentage of the white population having owned slaves, I think one false idea is that it was all the white people that were enslaving all of the Black people, but really only, I mean, honestly, it's less.
It wasn't,
Well,
but they still benefited from it.
Why are you
You know,
fighting
that's the
so
thing.
hard for a world where we don't try to right these wrongs at all? I'm so confused. Even you mentioning like, okay, well, we had.
I'd love to finish. So
let her cook.
when it comes to the idea of this long strand of generational wealth that was left to white people, it's just logically false. There's plenty of white people that are not descendants of slave owners. So if we are doing reparations for slaves, you mentioned the Japanese, you might mention the Holocaust and people that have gotten reparations in the past. One stark difference between us getting reparations now and those reparations are those were reparations that were given directly to the people that got wronged and is going directly toward their generations after.
Baby girl, name one thing that fucking America did to Jewish people during the Holocaust. I sit here and wait, and I know the bitch can't say nothing. America was not the ones who harmed them. America actually fought in the war that fucking helped them. And we still gave them reparations. So think about this. Japanese folks, we got spooked. Well, we didn't get spooked. They got spooked because they always get spooked. They got spooked with the Japanese at the Pearl Harbor, whatever the hell. So they rounded up all the Japanese and put them in camps, made them work hard, barely fed them and shit. They did them dirty. Gave their descendants money for them. Because a lot of them died inside of them internment camps. So they gave them money. Native Americans, they have reservations, but they ain't gonna lie, they fucked y'all up a lot. Like they keep fucking with y'all. They building pipelines through y'all shit still to this day. So like really, y'all got something, but they still be fucking with what they gave y'all. We've been in this country the whole fucking time. Throughout every goddamn war done fought in every goddamn war while still being discriminated against this entire time. And this lady sitting around here acting like they should have let that little girl cook, bro. They should have let that little girl cook. Matter of fact, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I hope they let that little girl cook because she gonna say something to her.
I really want to ask how you think it would work out genealogically, how we would trace down who is a descendant of slaves, and also how it would work as far as payment, because Blacks have been paying taxes all of this time. Would it essentially be Blacks paying themselves back?
Well, it's
and
what
then
I said with Jim
also,
Crow.
and
That's
and
the only
That's
and
probably what I would do,
and
to be
I also
honest.
want to ask as well, how
Who gives a fuck if they take some of our tax dollars that we done paid in to the federal government to pay us back for reparations? Why would that even be an issue? But you're gonna sit around and say, yeah, I want y'all to pay us reparations, but I don't want my tax dollars going to it. It's like you sound like a dummy, man.
exactly, and I'll be honest, how exactly you see all Black people getting a $50,000 check after we determine who gets it.
$50,000, bitch. Hell, $50,000, 40 acres, baby, in a mule in today's economy. Girl, that you in the millions when you talking like that. $50,000. He just said $50,000.
Right after we hire on all, we're talking about a multi-trillion-dollar operation when we're talking about reparations and how this would end up truly being executed, not in a utopian idea of all Black people get this money. But then you also have to think about what reparations are. Reparations, by definition, do not need to be money. Reparations can also be education,
Yeah,
a multitude of
exactly.
things. And I think what's important is that when it
Girl, you out your motherfucking mind. See, and this is what I'm talking about. Look, lady, you saying everything against it. You trying to beat this shit down to say why Black people shouldn't get it. It shouldn't even be money. It should be programs, like education. Go get an education for what? To go to the same racist ass white folks and ask for a job? No, give me the money. I start a business to compete with the motherfuckers. How about that? What is she talking about? Like, this some lay down, go in the back and lay down, girl type shit. Like, girl, you are out your motherfucking... See, and we got in... All skin folk ain't kinfolk, y'all. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. She is speaking directly against her own people. Talking about education. Bitch, give me the money and I can go pay to go to college. How about that? The fuck you talking about education? How about you stop segregating us, stop goddamn discriminating against us, stop over-policing us, and give me my money? And then we can talk about something after that. Like, lady, what are you talking about? Programs to go to... Damn, bitch, I can pay for college. I can pay for fucking college. What the fuck are you talking about?
It comes down to it with reparations. We are giving 50,000, however much money
It's not no $50,000,
to
baby.
people that just by fact are not educated on financial independence.
So give them education.
Okay, education is perfectly fine with me, but I think when we have to figure out if you want education to be a precursor to finances, we'd have to invest very dramatically.
I think the Jim Crow idea is perfect because, like, my husband and I, both of our grandfathers were in Korea, and when they came back from Korea, they had very starkly different experiences. One was able to get a job, one wasn't, right? One had GI benefits, one didn't. And
Is there a
so,
Black man and
oh
a
yeah,
white?
my husband's white. So, and at the end of the day, like, I think it's important to recognize that there's some generational wealth that could have been built that wasn't built. And think about the mental toll of coming back from war and then going from one war to another, like Birmingham, Alabama, coming from Korea, and imagine what life was like and you couldn't get a job because of no GI benefits were given. Yes, legally maybe they should have, but also Jim Crow was the law of the land back then. So how in the world are we supposed to not and I think that what you said is beautiful about using education, right?
Yeah, I just looked it up. $200,000. $200,000 for every Black American that's a descendant of a slave. $200,000. That's what it is.
Because my family personally, like education was like our way out. Like that's why that like, and I think a lot of Black families, they, that's why we hold on to education so well. But then kind of going back to like right now, the Department of Education is getting dismantled.
So basically, this is how I would do reparations. I think that a way not to burden taxpayers would be to sort of do it like how Native Americans get free college, which is they have to submit their own lineage. You have to trace your own lineage yourself, submit it. And then I think there's a certain period, I don't know the amount of years that we should not pay taxes, just straight up.
You need to leave.
I don't understand what they think they saying. Just run that money. Just run that money. And you hear what she's saying now, and she's on the side of the liberal side. No, you need to go, you be able to get free college, but you got to prove that you're a descendant of a slave, not the people that did it to you. You got to come in here. It's like you know, you're supposed to be innocent until guilty, but you know how it is in America. You got to prove your innocence because you automatically guilty from the get-go. So that's pretty much what she wants to go, the lane she wants to go down. Like, lady, fuck no, give me the money. We can go pay for our own college. We can open our own colleges. Think about that. We can invest that money into ourselves and build our own communities back up. You talking about going to get some education and still going working for the same motherfuckers who fucking goddamn been benefiting off your good dumb ass. Like, you got to reverse mine. Run that money. I need mine too, Lena. I need mine too. Run that 200. Talking about fucking school. Bitch, your kid gonna get it too if you got a kid. So you might get up to like, if you're like, let's say it's a husband, a wife, and 2 kids, that's gonna be goddamn $800,000 coming into that house. You telling me that you can't get a good education with $800,000 in that house? No, just put it in a school program. We can go to school for free, but we still got to prove that we were. Hey, girl, get up out of here. Y'all that dumb shit. Look, go to the back of the room, Keisha. Go to the back of the room and shut up.
We have contributed so much to this country, or at least our ancestors did. We should get that leg up. I went to the University of Alabama. I'm from Atlanta. I've seen so many white people benefit directly from slavery to this day. Like, my best friend in college, her family lived on a plantation that was handed down to her from her family that was made off the back of Black people. And it's the biggest residence in Alabama. That is insane. That is sick. We deserve for our ancestors to be treated with the respect, to just like be paid for their labor. That's it.
If I can just interject really quickly, because I actually did hold my hand up. Yes, I think that reparations should be given. There's 2 reasons I believe that. 1, it was promised, right?
Yes.
Flat out, it was promised. Go ahead and do it. 2, I know that it would be the biggest bump to the United States economy that we've ever seen because Black people do not know how to manage their money. And that is a fact.
Americans
so
don't
hold
either.
on. I'll finish what I'm saying. I'm not.
Don't give them niggas nothing because them niggas ain't gonna spend it the right way. And what's the right way? The way we claim that they should spend it. You sound like a dummy. You sound like a dummy, bitch. You trying to you sound like a dummy, bro.
Just saying, look, we're a bunch of Black women. So when I say Black people, I'm worried about Black people. I don't care what other Americans are doing. I'm talking about Black people in the space that's about Black people right now. Black people do not know how to manage our money. That's just a fact overall. It's an unfortunate fact. If you want to see the sales for Nike explode, you want to see the sales for, luxury cars explode, give people a bunch of money. It'll be like the Chappelle skit where the Black people got it. It's a fact.
Who cares? And why is it your business, bitch? Like, why does that matter to you what they spend it on? It's a debt that's due. If you could ever say, well, I don't believe that they're gonna spend it in the right place, so I shouldn't have to pay this shit. Like, nigga, people be getting out of that shit every day. What are you talking about? That's the craziest argument for a grown-ass woman. She's probably a mother.
But what I want to make clear, or the way I think of it,
that's crazy,
is that
bro.
If you're talking about programs and opportunities, we already have free colleges. Just because it's not specifically for Black people doesn't mean it's not available to the Black community. We already have public housing. We already have SNAP. We already have people getting free. Hold on. We already have people getting free healthcare if you make.
Motherfucker, that applies to everybody. What is specific to the Black community for what happened in the past? What is specific to the Black community? If everybody else can get it, bitch, it ain't for us. Something for us. Us specifically for what our people went through, what we continue to go through. You talking about programs that everybody else can benefit from. It can't be my bag of chips if everybody can put their hands in there and get a chip out. It ain't my bag of chips if everybody can put their hand in there and pull a chip out. What is she talking about? What is it? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting irritated with this lady.
Low enough that you need it. My family is from South Carolina. My dad's family, my same situation as yours, but we own our home. It's a compound. It's not as big as Alabama, but it's really nice. 3 houses. My grandfather built it by hand. There is a space in people's minds right now that says, I'm a victim and I need help. There's some people that literally just believe I need help and therefore I must wait for the help to show up. And then there's other people that say, I need my life to be better, and they go out and get it and make it happen for themselves. And I think that when we keep begging for reparations, instead of just saying, you know, like you said, it's never gonna happen, it's never gonna happen, so move on. There's every other opportunity in front of you. There's every avenue to better yourself and make a better way for your family down the line.
Yeah, you tell people to move on. How about you move the fuck on and stay out the conversation then? If other people want to talk about trying to actually get this done for the entirety of the Black community, even though your good dumb ass will benefit from it too, if you think that people are past it, don't talk about it yourself. You move the fuck on. Instead of sitting here running goddamn cover for these folks that don't want to pay it out, that did us wrong and still do us wrong. Get out the way. Like, for real, just get out the way. You ain't got to sit here and talk to these people about it. But all y'all, every last one of them over there that spoke on this, all they're doing is running cover for these goddamn racist ass folks that know good and goddamn well is wrong as fuck, and it's a debt that's due. And it was promised. It was promised by the fucking goddamn president of the United States. So, bitch, that holds some weight. Y'all just get the fuck out the way. Just go out the way. Go find something else to do, man. Go fucking lick a white person's ass or something. I don't know what you do in your free time, what you do for fun. But just get the fuck out of this conversation. Because all you doing is fucking running defense for these bitches. And see, Lena said, can I get her reparations in? Hey, look, that should actually be an option too. For all the motherfuckers that argued against it, okay, they reparations get divvied up amongst everybody else. You don't get them since you don't want them. How about that? Since we don't need them, you don't get them. And yours is going to go to somebody else. Your share going to go to somebody else. Yeah, that's what we need to do.
Focus on that instead of begging the government to do something that they clearly don't want to do.
At this point. It's not even like begging the government. It's just like reminding, dude, you owe us.
Black on Black crime is as a result of underinvestment and over-policing.
I don't care about that topic.
You got to have
I don't care about that topic, y'all.
to be the best.
Well, we got commercials. Fuck them Sony
Play
Bud.
solo. After work. At your own pace.
What the
No
fuck
stress.
is that? Yeah, I'm skipping that topic.
Better for ourselves, and it starts with accountability.
I'm skipping that topic. I don't care about that.
Affirmative action and DEI help more than they harm Black people.
I don't
so
want to hear that. Let me see what the other one is.
Being set up for failure in the name of good intention.
I sometimes feel judged or misunderstood because of my political views.
Nah, we go back to that one. We go back to that one.
And it starts with accountability and not pointing the finger.
Affirmative action and
Yeah, we'll do
DEI
this one.
help more than they harm Black people.
Let's hit this shit.
Yeah, so I think from what I'm observing, I'm probably the oldest person in the room because I'm in my early 50s. And I remember very, very vividly when affirmative action first kind of took hold in the early 90s and, you know, opened up Pell Grants to communities. And the intention, of course, was to equal the playing field. It was to allow for people of color, students of color, to be able to enter into programs, to receive funding and scholarships on the same level that the wealthy communities were. That's where it was founded. So the objective, now whether or not it has, you know, kind of swung, because of course every system has imbalances, right? Like, okay, so if it's benefited these folks for this season, it may, you know, dismember someone over here. We understand that because there's no system that is perfect. But in this case, I mean, the removal of DEI in this climate has just been gross to me. To sit and watch all of that dismantled, I don't understand how anyone, not just Black folks, but any really white Americans also, but I don't understand if you are a person of color, how you can support a party that is dismantling something that took, you know, 4 generations to build.
I have 2
I don't
points that I
understand
would
that at
love
all.
to talk about. Number 1 is, being that you have a memory of when this all started, my question is, was DEI and affirmative action, even if you were supportive from the beginning, always meant to be forever? And if it worked, wouldn't diverse leaders be hiring and admitting people diversely at this point? If affirmative action has done its job and we have hired the right people who have gotten into positions of power, who are on the boards and who are, in these universities and institutions, why aren't diverse people in leadership hiring diversely? And my second one is, when, sorry, I lost my point.
So let me answer that question.
Answer that first.
You know what the funny thing is? she said something that was very interesting. And I've heard people say this before about these different programs. Like, okay, that's a program that's dedicated to trying to right the wrongs that white people did to black people. So we got supposedly affirmative action, DEI. How long do we need to keep these things in place until we can take it away? And that's kind of the argument they kind of use with taking away that part of the Voting Rights Act when it came to drawing lines. Like, you have to draw enough space in here so black people have representation. So they say that's racist to say that. Like, she's on the same tip right now. It's like, lady, how long? I give you how long that we should keep these programs in place. However long they've been wronging us, that's how long they stay in place. So count the years. Count the years up. How long were they discriminating against us? Okay, from start to finish, that's how long it's gonna stay in place. You'll be dead by the time we get done with it. Because that's how long they've been fucking with us. So I'm like, I don't understand why they talk, we need to put a stop to this. Nah, bitch, we don't need to put a stop to shit, ho. Like, you over here aligning with these people that taking shit away from you. I would love to hear where the fuck she stay at, because I'm pretty sure they just gutted her ass when it comes to voting.
Yeah, so a real easy way to answer that is to ask one of the 300,000 Black women who just lost their jobs, because those opportunities were not available to my mother's generation. So those folks are now, like, they're the young boomers, the Gen Xers. Those are the executives that were just laid off in swarms in the last 9 months. So yes, there have been so many opportunities that have been opened from those programs that are now being dismantled.
Also, there's like a glass ceiling, right? Yeah, you might be able to be in a leadership position as a Black woman, but you're not going to have that top leadership position more than likely. And then on top of that, I work in Hollywood. I've seen so many Black women that were at the top of their field. Like, they get like 1 year, 2 years, and they're just thrown out. They're just like almost like a trend to say like, oh, look, we view you guys as human. Psych. Actually, so it's like, while you might wonder like why these people aren't hiring people, they're trying to hire as many people as possible, but then as soon as they're wiped away, like, those people have to struggle to stay as well. And it's hard when there's no support system, because then you're just left in a white space, and you're supposed to
I don't know what the fuck this girl talking about. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
just do your boss's job that they've been doing for 20, 30 years that you've only been doing for 2 or 5 years, because people just like switch us out like we're nothing. So I think that's like a bigger institutional issue, you know what I mean? Like, well, yeah, you
Sorry.
can go. Sorry.
Because the thing for me about it,
Right, let's take a break for a second, man. Charlie
I'm
Murphy,
one of the baddest
please.
motherfuckers of all time. One of the best singers, one of the best looking motherfuckers you've ever seen. Hold my drink, bitch.
I just needed a second. I needed a second from that, because I don't know what the fuck she just said to me.
I am actually pretty pro-Black, right? I love Black people. I love the Black community.
You do, but you've been up here arguing against people getting reparations. I feel you, baby. You love us a lot. You love us a lot.
I really do. I think one of the worst things that ever happened was DEI, because now, as you said, we end up in white spaces.
Not slavery. Not slavery. DEI was the worst thing to happen to Black people. Not slavery. Something wrong with that lady, man. Something is wrong with her.
Where we are not that appreciated, and we are taking away some of our top minds, our smartest Black people, our most, high accomplishing Black people, and we're putting them in white spaces.
I
where
work on Black shows.
How so?
I stay
May I ask, how are you seeing that that's happening?
For instance, the women that you said were let go, right? How many of them could have started their own company? How many of them, instead of forcing their way into a company that was...
I was working she was talking about the federal workers. Like, what? Sorry. Maybe she was talking about something else. I could have sworn she was talking about the federal workers that got laid off. But maybe she's talking about the ones that worked in private industry too. Maybe. I don't know.
Run by a white man. They could have started their own company, created competition for that other company, and hired a bunch of us in this room. Instead, the goal now, and this is my whole thing with civil rights in general, the goal became, instead of let's focus inward, it's let me focus on this white goal as the peak of what Black success can be.
No, I agree with you completely. That's why, like, even though like Zeus
What?
Network,
No.
it's very controversial. It's like the stuff on it, maybe isn't the best for Black people. But what I love about it is that it's Black people continuing to invest into Black media. And
yeah, I'm done with that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm done with that. Fuck that. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I don't know what the hell they own, but yeah, I'm done with that. I am done with that. We gonna jump on to Omega for a little bit, y'all. We gonna see what they got going on here. I said I wasn't gonna get on here today, but hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get up on here because yeah, I don't know what the fuck them girls were just talking about, man. Interesting conversation, but yeah, I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. So either way, though, we about to switch this up real quick. Like, man, let me switch this to. Let me go full screen with myself right here. Yeah, you gonna full screen that up? All right, we up in here. We in Omegle, y'all. Let me turn.
So where the money at? Gotcha. St. Louis, Missouri. Oh yeah, for sure. Shit. We just downtown in the city. Ain't shit going on. We down here chilling. Just left something to eat. Emos. We got some of the best pieces called emos. That shit top tier. They
What's up, Jay? How are you doing, partner? Dog. Oh, Alabama. Let's see. Go across. Oh, making money, dog. Fuck no. Bro, I'm road running. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a self-made billionaire. Yeah. Slow down.
I didn't. My eye itches. Party. Everybody having some. Oh, come on, bro. You smoking a cigarette? Not Mother's Day, but there's a whole lot of parties going on this month. A lot of flyers going out. I ain't lit.
Bro, we ain't traffic, bro. Bro, to a four man. Bro, going to a four man, bro. Calm down. You screaming, bro? Driving in the charge a bit, fella.
BAK.
This Mojo party, you cannot get in.
What's up, man? What's going on? Well, I'm talking to you. Where are you coming from? Alabama. Up there. You have a what? Not Alabama, no. Been close to it. I've been all up and down the South, but not actually too. What's going on out there? What do you like to do in Alabama, man? Yeah, we fish out here too. Right on. What was the best part of your day today? You talk to your mama? No. No hallmarks. That's the only holiday you celebrate? You don't celebrate Christmas? Yeah, I hear you on that, but how so is it made up? It's transpired, it's trickled down to a lot of like weirdisms. It doesn't really celebrate the holiday properly, but yeah. Well, look over there in like Eastern Europe. They do like the whole Christmas Krampus and all kinds of weird like folklore like that. Have you ever heard of Zortapete in Germany? So it's Svartapete spelt with a Z to start. Svartapete means Black Peter, and Black Peter goes around and he throws rocks at light poles, busts the lights out. He kind of jams your door locks, fucks you up. You can't leave your house, and just causes trouble. Look him up. Pretty much. It's a tale old as time. Except when they made it up, they didn't have any black people around there. They were ready for it. No, I think you're just thinking of Zortapete, and Zortapete is Black Peter. The rest of this evening, shit, man. Got the house clean. I got some groceries. I'm waiting for some friends and some ladies to come over. Just relaxing, man. Talked to my mom earlier. It's a cool day. Maybe cut a couple haircuts. I got a barber shop here. Yeah. You want to see it? It's pretty cool, man. Oh no, about $6. Look, this place is like this place is like this place is here. Hold on, hold on. Turn this off. Both of these poles are from the 1950s, kind of like a history museum. Hold on. Both of these poles are from the 1950s. This chair is from the 1930s. That's a Theo A. Koch, and it came with a strop and an ashtray, because they used to smoke. Now I got more Union stuff over here. These are from the 20s. That's from the 40s. That's from the 50s. Both these books, that's 1956 and 1939. Kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, I've been cutting hair for 11 years now. $40. How'd it look? Yeah. Yeah, me too. No, then. Oh, fuck. 3. No, I'm in the 70s. I've got from the tops of my feet to the top and back of my head. I think the only spots I got left is like inside of my thigh on this side, my rib cages, and my stomach. That's it. I ran out of real estate after that. I guess I got my palms and fill-in spots, but hey, hey, fuck, dude. And it's different for everyone. Like some people say, like, oh, fucking, like chest, fucking, that'll break you. The dude did the outline, and I wanted to do the rest of the tattoo in the same day, and he was like, "Oh no, like I'm done." I was like, "All right," but both of my kneecaps and the tops of my feet, motherfucker, I want to do it again. But there's certain spots and stuff. Is it your whole back? Oh, okay. It's hot. Well, it's weird too. Like some spots, like on the inside of my calves or the inside of my arms, like one side would hurt bad, and I'd be like, "Fuck!" Like regretting coming in for the next one. The other one didn't hurt, you know. And when I got my whole head tattooed, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fucking terrible. This is gonna be the test of time." It wasn't that fucking bad. Oh yeah, no, I grow a full head of hair. I just cut it off 2 days ago. Just because sometimes it gets hot and I like to fucking show my tattoos off. But here, no, not at all. Hey, hell yeah, yeah, it's thin though. Good. No. Yeah, man. You just want like you're talking like Instagram or something? How many people you got on there? All right. Well, shout out Jesus. Shout out all the mothers out there. And all you single mothers, stay away from me. I don't want to raise your kids.
Yeah. It's that bad. Then why do people have pride flags? Why do people have their own flags? So I think I know a lot about that flag.
It's not Mickey Mouse.
No, this a bunk bed. Yeah. It's a Chihuahua mixed with a Yorkie. So now you see she got bottom lip.
No, wait up.
I am.
Hello, my friend. What is up? Hey, can I talk, my friend? Happy Mother's Day. Shit.
I can't believe it.
My skin color either. Take me off. No. I never did. No. I don't have hair. I don't have blue hair. It's purple. Yeah, like you said. It's purple. Yeah. You might be. What the fuck?
Yo, your camera's low-key blurry, bro. Keep it butt.
Yeah, so I ain't really studying nothing that you talking about right now. But either way though, yeah, y'all, that was kind of fun, I guess. You say, why can I hear them but not you, Jay? I don't know why the fuck that shit was fucked up. Maybe I needed to mute myself over here on this side. So maybe y'all just seen me over there just looking at people for the last fucking 30 minutes. Yeah, we'll figure out that Omegle shit another day, man. Look, I hope y'all had a good Mother's Day for y'all that celebrate that shit. Y'all know I don't celebrate it, but I'm still gonna be nice and say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. The good ones, not the bad ones. Fuck the bad ones. But look, man, it's been fun, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, share, turn notifications on, all that in the bag of chips for all 3 of these. Down here, all 3 of these. I don't know how to do it. Yeah, all 3 of these for you, boy. But yeah, it's that time, man. Y'all be safe, man. Stay out of trouble. Got a whole another week we got to grind through. So let's go ahead and get to it, man. Let's rock out. And I'll catch y'all in the next one as always, man. Peace.